All right, thanks a lot, Stephanie. Well, it's our big story at 6 now. 3 days after authorities say he walked into Emmanuel AME Church, shooting and killing 9 people, Dylan Roof made his first court appearance Friday. Though through most of the hearing, Roof kept his eyes down and had little to say as victims' family members spoke off camera to the court with passionate voices to the loss and heartbreak they all feel. Friends of Roof say they never saw this coming, but were worried when he recently bought a handgun, threatening to open fire at the College of Charleston.
We were all out here drinking one night, and he said that he was going to the college to shoot the college up.
Meanwhile, people continue to pay their respects to the 9 victims of Wednesday's shooting rampage. People of all ages and ethnicities sang hymns and celebrated the lives of those lost. And while race and religious beliefs appeared to be at the core of this tragic event, today in Appleton, congregations from across the Fox cities came together to honor all of the victims who were lost. NBC26's Eric Kress joins us live at 6 with more on that story. Eric?
Sikhs, Muslims, Christians all congregated to Appleton today to remember those lost and reinforce the belief that we're all not that different. Charleston, South Carolina is 1,100 miles away from Appleton, but a full house here goes to show that distance can't shield any of us from the pain of tragic, senseless loss.
There's no excuse or reason to lose someone in the manner that was demonstrated.
Prayers were said, hymns were sang, and remembrance was given, all in respect for 9 strangers who felt more or less like people who are a part of our lives.
Those who have goodness, God says, they will always care about any evil going on anywhere in the part of the world.
White or brown, Christian or Muslim, young or old, today's remembrance reminded a community how being human can trump any perceived differences.
The more that we come together and learn of each other, become more familiar with each other, the easier and easier it is. And the more that we interact with each other, we really find out that we do have a lot in common.
It's wonderful to see the support that we see out there and that we're not standing alone in this.
And as these neighbors reached out to each other in a sign of solidarity for those lost in Charleston, they reminded one another that respect and caring is what makes us all the same.
We all are, one, people that have same emotion. If we unite together and care about the people, and it's good to be together and talk about goodness rather evil.
During today's vigil, a single candle was lit in remembrance for all 9 Charleston victims, and there was also kind words said of each person's integrity and life. Eric Kress, NBC 26.
All right, Eric, thanks a lot. Well, a Juneteenth celebration in Green Bay is also honoring the Charleston victims. The celebration was held to mark the end of slavery 150 years ago, which includes a program showing the support for the Charleston community. The event, organized by the Northeast Wisconsin African American Association, is held to send a message of solidarity and love to the mourning families of Charleston.
Well, we know life comes with ups and downs, so all we have to do is just push through it and think about all the fun times with each other.
The entire event was open to the public. The celebration began at 2 p.m., followed by a 45-minute program to honor the victims. More local news now. Green Bay is mourning the loss of a firefighter who died in his sleep Saturday morning. The fire department says Lieutenant Michael Miller was on shift at Station 3 when co-workers found him unresponsive without a pulse. He was 45 years old. A message was posted on the Green Bay firefighters' Facebook page. Lieutenant Miller was always one to put others in front of himself, both as a firefighter and a paramedic, and used his witty humor to put a smile on any face. Please keep Lieutenant Miller's family in your thoughts and prayers. Rest in peace, brother. We will take it from here. Red Granite police have identified the victim who drowned in an area quarry Friday evening. Officers say 18-year-old Aliyah Wachilo of Appleton had not resurfaced while swimming just after 6 p.m. Divers recovered the body about an hour later. Appleton health officials have confirmed an active case of tuberculosis. The patient was diagnosed Thursday. Now, health investigators are trying to determine who the person was or may have had contact with. The patient is an employee at Winnebago Mental Health Institute. Health leaders in Appleton say TB can be deadly if it goes untreated.
For someone who's a household contact of somebody with an active TB case, only 30% of them themselves will contract it. So co-workers at a much lower risk, and the community is at a much lower risk than that. But nonetheless, the consequences are serious. You can actually die from TB, and that's why we do take it so serious.
Now, Egerbrecht with the City of Appleton says they are working with Outagamie, Winnebago, and Calumet County health departments. Now, just a little background on tuberculosis or TB that affects the lungs and other organs, and it can be deadly if not treated. Symptoms include weakness, weight loss, fever, and night sweats. TB is spread through the air by coughing or sneezing. Treatment includes taking a doctor-prescribed drug for 6 to 12 months. For more information on tuberculosis, head to our website, NBC26.com. Covering Wisconsin on NBC 26, Milwaukee police have arrested a 20-year-old suspect in the shooting and wounding of a suburban police detective. Officers say a tip led them to a north side home where he was captured just after 1 today. 3 Wauwatosa police officers were investigating a burglary Friday morning when they confronted a suspect in a Milwaukee parking lot. State lawmakers scheduling a meeting to vote on approving a new contract for state patrol members. Details of the deal were not included in the meeting notice. Legislative leaders in March rejected a contract between the troopers and Governor Scott Walker's administration that would have raised troopers' salary by 17% on average. Now, Governor Walker's jobs agency says 26 awards worth more than $124 million were made to companies without a formal staff review. In the first 15 months of the agency's existence, the agency announced the findings late Friday in advance of a July 20th meeting where one questionable loan was to be discussed. We have continuing coverage tonight of the big concert at Lambeau Field. Lots of excitement tonight as Jason Aldean and Kenny Chesney take over the frozen tundra. Fans were tailgating all day, coming from near and far. More than 50,000 people are expected to pack Lambeau to take in the Country Music Festival.
The atmosphere is awesome. There's a ton of people. Everybody's got their cowboy boots on and their cowboy hats on. It's going to be awesome.
Event organizers say a 400,000-pound stage was constructed in the middle of the field. And with 50,000 people packing Lambeau, city leaders say they're cashing in. The Greater Green Bay Convention and Visitors Bureau says concert organizers have sold tickets in roughly 30 states. With that many people coming to Titletown, city leaders expect thousands of dollars coming to the community.
But a stadium experience, and particularly one in an iconic stadium like Lambeau Field, that opportunity, as we know, doesn't happen real often.
The board says they'll encourage the team.
Stadium board says they hope with the success of tonight's concert, more events could come to Lambeau in the future. And if you are driving to the concert at Schwaben Public Safety, and the DOT is reminding you of traffic changes, Cormier Road is closed under I-41. The DOT asked that drivers find alternate routes in that area. Also, certain areas surrounding Lambeau Field are marked as no parking zones during Lambeau Field events. Those areas will be enforced just as during a home Packers game. And finally, if you plan on driving after the concert, make sure you're sober. Brown County OWI Task Force is making sure everyone knows that they will be out after the concert looking for drunk drivers. Police say they will be treating the event like they would a Packers game.
We're hoping that we get nobody, but if you make the wrong choice, the task force is going to be there.
They urge everyone to have a good time, but to play it smart and make plans for getting home safely so they don't have to stop you. Still ahead on NBC 26, preserving the riverfront, why many made their way out to Schwabame Park this morning.